What's up, Excalibur? What's up, Gorn? How y'all doing today? Y'all like my new South Park shirt? Yeah. Uh, so John from Chino has said many, many times, and I know he's done said this to everybody, but um, essentially he does not recommend hand winding the watches. Uh, and as y'all can see by Gorn's comment there, um, there's a couple of reasons for it, and it's not just to limit to like to Juno, but it's basically anything that's got an ETA 2824 or SW200 or like the ETA 7750, or even the clone of the 7750. Um, and the reason why is apparently the little gear. There's two little gears. Little itty bitty teeny tiny things. One kind of got two gears on both ends, and the other one's just, you know, the winding gear. Uh, when you pull out the stem, it basically locks it in, and one of them gears that it's soft. So, you know, basically to avoid damaging it or even risking it, uh, a lot of people say to swirl it around, get it running, and then of course use the crown to set the time and everything like that. Uh, and in your mind, you're like, well, you're still using the crown, but I guess what it is that it's not. I guess because I've seen this mechanism and I've done fiddle with it. I've done broke one, so I've also lost one of the gears to it. It's a fucking pain in the dick. Um, but when you pull out on it, it moves one of them gears and it makes it engage into a different fucking deal to change the time and shit. And that side is not uh so kind of yeah, the Seiko shuffle. And I mean this kind of goes for like just about like not any and all automatics, but automatics in general. And uh like I was thinking about this earlier. Okay, so if you wind the watch all the way up, like all the way up, um, and you go too far, like that's when the damage can occur. Uh, and also when is it time to stop winding if you're going to do it manually? As soon as it starts running, as soon as that second hand starts taking off, stop it. Don't go no further. Um, and like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I personally wind my shit. The way you're not supposed to. And I'm not telling y'all to do that because when I looked on the forums today, there was basically a consensus of half the people are just like me and they don't have no fucking problems and there's no issue, and the other half have broke shit and like they have them many different brands that are using the SW200 or ETA 2824, including Tag and Oris and all kinds of other shit. Um, One of our viewers, Jody, happened to have a problem with his uh, silent service, and that's kind of what prompted me to do the show today. Um, is me and him were talking and all this other good stuff, and his did very similar to and almost exactly like by his description what my Suggest did, because the Suggest is using a clone of the 7750 ETA movement. Um, and basically I pushed the crown in, I screwed it down, and like it still wasn't running. I gave it a couple of shakes, and all of a sudden I felt the whole watch just fucking vibrating like this. I mean, it was just going crazy. Like, what the hell's going on? And it just, I guess the spring unwound. And for anybody that's wondering what's going on with that, in case you didn't see, the watch got sent off the Suggest. They said they would warranty it, no problem. Um, so that was very cool of them. Uh, Joe is shipping his silent service off to Janelle. Um, I don't know what the outcome there is going to be. Uh, the watch is under a year old, but they have very specific instructions. Like in their instruction manual, it says, "Do not wind this watch by hand." So um, I don't think John, or not John, but Jody was negligent in any kind of way or anything like that. But uh, you know, he says he does the shake thing and gives it a little bit of a wind. Um, Several watchmakers I've talked to are kind of on it also. Um, and like that's kind of the thing. Like I don't I don't know because it's like, what's up, Mr. Dean? How are you, buddy? Um, because to them it's no big deal. They're going to go in there, they're going to fix it, they're going to replace that gear, and you're going to be good to go. And again, like it's an SW200, so the parts are readily available. Things are very simple and easy to get. You know, See, and like that's the thing, Jack. Like I'm kind of the same way, man. It's I paid for it. I'm going to full send it, and if I got to get a service, I got to get a service. Um, but like that's the thing. Unfortunately, it's not a manufacturer like a watch brand's. Uh, it's not their fault. Okay, they didn't make the Salida SW200. And say, well, why don't they go to something else? Uh, if you want to use a Swiss movement, there's kind of a very limited market of what's out there in the ETA SW200 world. It's more or less you kind of got to get what you can get sometimes, and like these folks are trying to do things on an affordable basis. What's up, Mr. Jody? We were just talking about you. Uh, Seeing how that you kind of prompted the episode. Um, Oh yeah, how you like my new shirt? Everybody that's just joining now. This is my new Hartman shirt. I love that one. I got me a bunch of new South Park shirts, so y'all will be seeing them more on the live shows. Um, Got another one that I wore to the casino the other day. It was actually pretty funny. It was bitches be tripping. Okay, well maybe I pushed one. So I thought that was pretty hilarious. Everybody there in the casino thought it was pretty funny. Um, Matter of fact, if I had gotten $1 for every person that come up and said, "Man, I really like that shirt. It's hilarious," I'd have walked out there a very rich man. Instead, I walked out broke. Yeah. So it's the way it goes, man. I haven't seen these new shows or whatever about how to win on slot machines, and it works, but not every time. So still gambling. Um, but yeah, back to what we were talking about, like great T-shirt if you were self-employed. Actually, I'm not, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I, I just do me. Um, not only that, but in case anybody's ever been interested or would like to be interested, I do have a Shopify channel for my other YouTube deal. It's WHOOPAZZRACING at myshopify.com. Um, Basically, if you go over there, I got some hilarious ass boxer shorts and t-shirts, and it's got pictures of the piss missile and all kinds of cool stuff. Several people from my other channel bought a few things, um, but yeah, it's definitely not super successful. But I do have like a pair of boxers with a big ass pair of nuts, like regular mechanic nuts or whatever, like you would screw on a bolt. It says D's nuts on that. Um, The other one, like, you know how in your mirror it says, you know what I'm saying, objects may be closer than they appear. Yasu, what's up, Mike? Uh, yeah, the objects may be closer than they appear. I have on the boxers right on the front says, you know, objects may be larger than they appear. You know, because most people are growers and not showers. But you know, just saying. Uh, yeah. So I mean, that's just a couple of the things I got up on the website. It's absolutely hilarious shit. So if you kind of like the shirt, this isn't mine, but you know, go over to that. Like I said, the Whoop As is AZZ Racing at my Shopify. And order up some shit. Um, what else? What else are we going to talk about? Oh yeah. But back to the years and shit. And see, like Joe's saying, he's like, man, screw it, wind them up. You know, what's up, Wolf? Uh, you know, and like, if you're gonna wind them just till they start running, and then set the time and then roll with it. The reason why you don't want to wind it up, like wind the shit out of it, and then put it on your wrist, because if you're gonna go and be super active and be bopping all around and doing crazy shit, well, you really winding the fuck out of the watch, then you probably were gonna break something. Yeah, and see, like that's the thing, you know, the automatics are supposed to be worn. So if you're wearing the watch, it's not. This isn't even the show for you. Like you don't even need to stress about what we're talking about. But for those of us who like to bebop and switch and you know swap out, um, yeah, you either kind of got to wind it or have a winder. You know, and like uh, Mr. Joe, I know is like one of the best about taking care of his watches. I mean, his watches are pristine. You know, the silent service I know gets a lot more wrist time than several of those other watches, although he alternates pretty frequently, almost daily. I don't know if he's as bad as I am, where he switches out 2 or 3 times a day, but yeah. Like today, I'm wearing my silent service that I put on the Jubilee bracelet that I got from San Martin. Here, yeah, that just looks so damn good, and it fits good too. Like the bracelet fits great to the case and all that good stuff. And see, like that's the thing. Excalibur and Mike, you know, uh, I can see on like the newest Rolexes, them saying that 30 to 33 times. Um, just because they got a 70-hour power reserve, but like really just to be on the safe side, once it starts running, there's tension on the spring inside, so just stop. You know, because again, you got to remember when you're pushing in and you're screwing that crown down, it's still winding that watch. You get what I'm saying? So like that's how they get overwound and shit breaks. Um, you know, and I know it's like, well, how are you going to overwind the automatic watch? You know, you would think there's like little clutches and shit in there and whatnot, but that spring can only does or only do so much. Um, Again, Wolf, the only reason I'm going to say, yeah, I would say it does apply to the PT 5000, um, is that it's a copy. You know what I'm saying? And one of my watches does not feel super great that I got from San Martin, the date just, and it doesn't feel great in the crown. Uh, so I might have to go in there and do something with that, because I hadn't, I kind of thought about it. I was like, man, this one feels a little gritty, like it's just not engaging quite right, and didn't really think no more about it. Um, but like now that all this other stuff has come up, it's kind of dawning on me that there might be an issue there. Because it's got an itty bitty crown, like a real tiny crown. So like the smaller the crown, you know what I'm saying? It's real easy to rotate the shit out of it. Uh, and you know, you would think, oh, bigger crown, blah blah blah. Well, if you're just going like that little distance that you normally do for the wind, you know what I'm saying? Is it now the bigger gear should wind it even more, or the bigger crown should wind it even more when you do your 15 winds. But it's easy to go real fast on that small one, and like I said, it just yeah. Matter of fact, let me grab it. I'll let y'all hear it. Oh, you know, again, another thing that you know, hang on, all right, I just popped out. Let's see if y'all can hear it. See, it did not used to sound like that, but like it only took 5 twists, and the watch is running. So you know what I'm saying? Like, pay attention to that second hand. As soon as it starts running, don't keep winding the watch. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to do that, just do just enough to get it running. Because once you put it on your wrist, it's going to wind itself up, and you're going to be good to go. And if you're absolutely like, oh my god, I don't know if it's not, you can do this a few times, and then put the bitch on. You know what I'm saying? Because you know both of them are doing the same thing, and that's kind of the whole point of having an automatic watch, so you don't have to do that, right? Uh, but I would imagine the Chinese did not go in to a further expense to make this not happen. Yeah, see, and that's what I'm saying. Out of all the PT 5000s I have, that's the only one that sounds like that. You know, but yeah, I can't imagine the Chinese upgraded that part. If you guys get what I'm saying, like that just really doesn't make no sense. If the Swiss ain't done shit about it, um, I can't imagine they did shit about it. So, you know, does it change like how good the movement is? No, not really. It's kind of like cars that are built with not inherent flaws, but shit that is designed to wear out. Because you know, if I sell you a watch and I sell you a watch that's going to last a really long time and you're going to wear it and all this other good shit, are you going to buy another watch necessarily? If it's that great of a watch, no. You know, but what do I need? I still need some income. So every once in a while, I need you to bring the watch back and get it serviced. You know what I'm saying? And again, uh, like companies like and whatnot, they don't have a huge wide range of fucking Swiss movements that they can go and pick from at reasonable, affordable prices to put into their watches that are going to be robust and work well and run right. Uh, that don't have some kind of little. And I mean, from what I've been reading on the website, like even the brand new Rolex 3235 movement has been having all kinds of bullshit go wrong. Like they're having major fucking problems out of it. And it's sometimes when they win, that whole thing of if it ain't broke, don't fuck with it or don't fix it. Yeah, it's kind of one of them deals. This whole we're going to give it a 70-hour power reserve. Well, I mean, shit, you won't have no issues and problems out of the 3135. That, I mean, you're not wearing the watch for 40 hours, then I mean, fuck it, wind it back up. But yeah, Jack, you're basically correct. You know what I'm saying? Um, you got to have some shit in there that's designed Yeah, okay, so hang on a second, Joe. I'm reading your shit. Uh, yeah, and see, that's the thing too. They order them from somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? So you're kind of at the whims of the other company's quality control. You know what I'm saying? And not saying that, you know, I don't know. We'll wait and see what happens and whatnot. We'll see what the professional says. But either the movement's defective or you know it's wear. I would side on defective just because, like Jody just said, it's 10 months. And he wears it regularly, but not every day. So you see what I'm saying? Um, yeah, and Mike, I totally agree about the whole maybe you need a winder. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know, but most of us have more than one watch. Most of us have the watch that we like to really kind of sport around, and then we got the ones that we like to wear just so they can kind of take an ass whooping. Um, you know, so like okay, and I'm sorry, I'm just trying to think now. Yeah, and well, and see, Joe, like okay, I know you got the Omega. The Christopher Ward's got a what is it? The ETA 330 in it, or the SW330 in it, with the GMT movement. And see, like that's okay. That's one of the other things. I've not really had other companies come outright and be like, "Hey, just forewarning, this is something that you need to be aware of, and you shouldn't do this." Um, but John, was has been very forthright and like in no way opaque about his position on this fucking scenario. Um, you know, and even to me, like it didn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like John told it to me, I ignored John. Okay, I'm not saying do that. I'm saying fucking pay attention to what the master knows, and the master is not me. The master is John, as you know. So uh, basically, I mean, Jody can answer you in the comments if you want, Dean, but he was having issues with the crown feeling funny and sounding funny. Uh, then, as he was using it, um, as he went to go to set everything, put it back in and screw it all down, uh, it felt like the spring came loose. Um, and again, this isn't just a Jeannot issue. Like that's what the whole show's kind of about is that the ETA 2824 and the SW200s uh, are prone to this issue. There's two gears that operate the crown mechanisms of winding and setting the time. One side of the gear is extremely soft, and manually winding it can damage it. Uh, so it is kind of advised to um, shake the watch to wind it instead of manually winding it up. Um, when you pull the crown all the way out, one of the little gears has got gears on both sides. It moves over, and that's what sets the time and everything. Uh, Basically, Jody, like this all happened like this morning, last night, kind of thing. He's already reached out to him. Uh, he's sending the watch in. We'll find out what's going to happen. Um, it should be wound if it has that capability. And again, Excalibur, like in my mind, that's kind of the way I see it. Also, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's not just limited to Juno. This is anything that has an SW200. So Chris Ward, Monta, uh, Tag, Oris. You know what I'm saying? I mean, fucking hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of brands. Um, so like it's a Salida Etta problem, not necessarily so much their kind of problem, but it's that issue of sourcing the parts, or not sourcing the parts, but like there are not other companies, Swiss made companies, that are offering movements at or near the SW200 or at a 2024 price range, with their level of accuracy and robustness. Uh, so it's, you know, like if there were other options, I'm sure they would exercise them. Um, but at the same time, again, like this is not a, like at one point in time, Jeannot built their own ETA 2824 clone, but it took even longer to make the watches. Like it took a really long time because then they had to fully assemble the friggin' movement. They had to quality control and double check everything in the movement. Um, it's one of them things. It's easier to buy the movements already pre-made, and not only that, but everybody's like, "Well, I just want to go ahead and get a Swiss movement. Just want to get the SW200. If yours is a clone of this and of that and the blah blah blah, I just want to go ahead and get that." So that's what they did. Um, but yeah, like I said, all the forums and stuff that I was reading, it was all over everybody that uses a SW200 or an ETA, really, for that matter, because like I said earlier, the ETA 7750 that was in that Suggest, it's a clone, but again, it was basically the exact same thing that happened. Um, Damn, what the hell happened? We went from like 9 people to one. Well, oh well, I guess a commercial happened or something. Sorry if I lost y'all. Oh, okay, well shit, we're back up to 5. All right, awesome. Um, but yeah, like basically that Suggest chronograph, it was kind of the exact same thing. Like everything was fine, it was running, then the crown didn't feel so good, then it didn't work no more at all. And then all of a sudden I felt, oh damn it, man. See, like, it's not popping up the thing saying that the ads are coming for me to block them. Oh, what's up, Mister? Uh no, it's all good. I'm sorry for the ads, you guys. I'll have to fucking do something about that next time. Make sure that they don't put them in the live roll and whatnot. Because they asked me, well, anyway, y'all don't give a shit about that. Other than turn them off. Uh, yeah, but like it's anything that's got one of these damn. Maybe slow motion is on also. Like, am I fucking sending trails? Maybe you smoked too much this morning, Joe. I don't know. No, I don't have the slow motion on. Are you talking about slow motion on the chat? It shouldn't be. I turned that shit off too. Let's see. Well, damn it. Hang on. Let me see if I can fix any of that. I don't know how to see. Gauge with your audience. Damn it. Let me see. Says slow mode is on. No. Slow mode is off. Chat away. No, yeah, it says slow mode. It's down a little bit. Right below it says slow mode is on. That's not a problem, Mister. Thank you all for watching. But yeah, like I said, out of Well, Dean, I've heard many people say that you should not like. Gorn at the very top of the comments made a very valid point. Um, Basically, humans have a tendency to fucking break shit. The more you fiddle fuck with something, the more likely you are to mess it up somehow. In doing the whole winding it like this, you can't really harm it. You know what I'm saying? Like that takes the human error out of it. Obviously, you still have to operate the crown and everything to set the time and the date and all that kind of good stuff. And like when again you're moving that crown back and forth, it's moving them gears to different places to do different shit. Um, so essentially, the danger is not in setting the time or setting the date. The danger is in winding the watch. Uh, so like that's really kind of where we're at with that. Um, and it's specifically the ETA 28 or the ETAs and the SW200s that have a soft gear. I do not know specifically to the like NH35s and all that kind of stuff, um, or like Miyoto movements. But like I'll tell you one thing now, uh, Miyotas, like I'm always nervous every time I'm doing anything with a crown on them, because they feel rough as shit. Like they feel really rough, really bad, uh, all the time, even brand new. Um, that's why I'm always talking about like, I can tell this has got a Miata movement is because I can just feel it. It feels crazy. Um, but it is just as important not to set the date and time between 9 p.m. and 3 a.m. Yes, again, this is also true, Joe. Like myself personally, I always kind of make sure I'm on, you know, after 4 a.m. on like one of the days. Then I'll quick set the date to the day before I'm on, and then I pull it all the way out and then rotate it all the way around for it to set that way. That way I know I'm on the AM or the PM and the date is set correctly and all that kind of good stuff. And then I set the time. Um, it well, see, and like that's the thing, Mister. John has it in his operating instructions. When you get the watch, it says specifically, please don't do that. You know, I myself, I'm a hardhead. I didn't even read the instructions. I just fucking went to town when John had watched one of my videos, and he was like, "Yeah," and he sent me his standard 10 paragraph. Don't do it, and here is why. Um, Email. And again, he is the watchmaker and the expert, and obviously he makes the excellent product. So I would listen to him. Um, and like that's again, I'm sure if John was able to get like Rolex movements at fucking an affordable price, he would do that. But you know what I'm saying? That a Rolex movement is like $1,200 by itself. So kind of hard to sell a $1,500 watch with a $1,200 movement. Now a $200 movement, it's doable. Um, let's see. Hold on, sorry. You guys are having a good conversation over here. I'm trying to catch up. Yeah, and see the values you movement, same thing, same thing. Um, so it's any brand watch that has an ETA or an SW200. Yeah, it's like this is the facts, and it seems to be like a very very mixed spot. Like I said, when you go in the forums, you have people like me who had no problem. Then you got somebody like Joe who's had a problem. So I'm just trying to bring it to everybody's attention. Like, hey, look, this is the thing. And out of all these other brands, I haven't really seen or heard anybody come out and say, hey, don't do this. But John is forthright about it. He's like, hey, 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 hey. Don't do it. It's bad. Just don't do it. If you do this, you won't have a problem. Like it's guaranteed you won't have a problem if you do it this way. So even though I don't like doing it that way, it does make sense. You know what I'm saying? If you're guaranteed one way will not fuck up your shit, why wouldn't you do it that way? Like, even if that's like, I get it, you don't like it that way. You think that you should be able to. I fully agree, 100%. But and whatnot, I would not be winding my watches like especially anything with the PT 5000 or the SW200 at a. It's going to get the fucking hand swinging around shit. Even though I don't agree with it, I don't like it. I don't want to have to do it like that. But that's what's going to be done. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Because like I said, if you're coming in late, I did a little winding experiment on this one, and y'all could hear it. It sounds rough. It's the only one that I've got that's doing anything funny, um, and whatnot. But yeah, uh, it's one of them things because like I said, it's got a small crown, and I probably have overwound it. Um, but again, if you're going to insist on winding it, once the second hand starts doing like that, stop, knock it off. And see, I I had a winder, but it broke. And if y'all want to see which winder not to buy, go on the channel and go find a video. But yeah, it was a piece of shit wash box. Got it off of like Amazon or something like that for like I think it was like 40 or 50 bucks. Pissed me off because like it worked for about 6, 7 months, and all of a sudden I started hearing grinding and popping and all kinds of crazy shit coming out of it, and it just I was afraid it was going to get jammed up and catch fire. And see like that right there is the whole thing, Dean. You know that 1015 is max, and like you got to remember when you're screwing it in on the screw down crown, it's winding that watch. So like out of all your winds, you got to calculate your screw in also. You get what I mean? So you know the best bet is use the shaking method, get it running. Use the crown to set your time, set your date, and then screw that bitch back down. If you're not sure it's wound up good enough, give it a few more spins, and then put it on your wrist. Uh, and again, like I said, um, I am super guilty of winding them by hand. Myself personally, I am super fucking guilty of it. And anybody that's ever asked me, I'm like, yes, I wind them by hand. You know, and so I've never told y'all, hey, you should do it the way I do it. I've always said, hey, John says don't. John's the expert. Listen to John. But do I listen to John? No, I don't. You know what I'm saying? But will I from here on out? Yes, it will, because me and Mr. Jody talk all the time and whatnot, and I know how good he takes care of his watches. You guys, like when Joe sends me a watch for me to borrow and review and shit, he's told me, oh yeah, you can wear it. I'm like, oh hell no, because I'm looking at the watch. I'm like, you said you've worn this. He's like, yeah, not a fucking mark on it, never, nowhere on the watch. So it's like, I don't think so, Joe. You ain't gonna get me with that. Send it back and be like, no, this bitch is all scratched up now. No. And it's not like Joe would ever be like that or Jody be ever like that and whatnot. But you get what I'm saying. It's just I don't even want to take the risk. Like I won't even wear it around the house because his shit is so nice. So I know that that like I said, that watch has seen action, but it ain't seen action like it sees on my kind of wrist, getting beat and banged. He does some yard work, rides the mower, and walks his ass off every day. Like friggin', I think he's like 8 or 9 miles now uphill because he lives in Pennsylvania. Fuck that, I couldn't do it. I lived in Pennsylvania for a few months, man. That shit sucked. Because down here where I live, the ground is flat. Shit is just flat. There ain't no hills. Bitch, up there it was like Fuck. Just like little small hills, they look like mountains to me. It's like, oh, son of a bitch. Yeah. Told me to give my orders and yeah, and see, yeah, well, like I said, Excalibur, when you live down here, like I said, the ground is flat. Like up in the northern part of Virginia and out west, it's hilly as a bitch. Where I grew up as a kid, it was hilly as a bitch. But the problem was that we moved down here when I hit like sixth grade, so I've been down here a long time, and at this point, motherfucker, I don't like walking up no hills. It's so much work, it's so much effort. It's like, bitch, it doesn't have to be like this. Just fucking just level it all out, just flatten everything down. And see, Wolf, that's kind of how I understood it too. Is that you're not supposed to be able to overwind an automatic that is supposed to have some kind of like little clutch system and all that kind of good shit. But I mean, there's apparently something to it. You know, uh, like I said, it it may not necessarily maybe overwinding, maybe not the correct term, but I know when that spring is super taut, and you're making them clutch mechanisms, ratchet and shit, that probably puts extra strain and stress on them gears, and that's when the damage probably occurs. So it's not necessarily overwinding the spring, but when you're making those ratcheting mechanisms slip, it's also putting extra tension on them teeth. Uh, all right, Excalibur, I'll check you later, man. Oh hell yeah, dude! I can't wait. Oh, so you're just going to let the M&M 200 wear on the wrist for a while, huh? All right. About the magnetizing the watch. Two watches that run like a minute fast a day. All right, Dean, that is totally possible. Get a good compass, set it down on the table. All right, make sure it's not moving. Take the watch, put it over top of it. If that needle fucking moves either way, the watch is magnetized. At that point, take it either to a jewelry store or watchmaker, or get you the $10 demagnetizer off of AliExpress or Amazon and demagnetize the watch. It's not real hard to do, and it is super easy to magnetize a watch. If you have been around speakers, computers, you rest your watch on your cell phone or your laptop, all that shit's got fucking magnets in it, and it does not take a super strong magnet to magnetize it. But stronger the magnet, the easier it is to magnetize. Hence, like big ass car speakers and stuff like that. If you get your watch like right anywhere near or up to that speed shit, like working on it, yeah, it's gonna be magnetized, bitch. Because there's a magnet, there's a field. You know what I'm saying? Like the stronger the field is, it the the less close it has to be to getting magnetized. But yeah, that's the easiest way to test for magnetization is get a compass, a good compass, not a cheap bullshit one, but a good one. Set it down somewhere on a flat surface where it's not rolling around moving. Let it stop doing its thing, and then, like I said, you put that bitch right over top of it, and if it moves either way, it's magnetized. Um, but yeah, let's see. Isn't there clutch spring? Yes, Ian, we just went over that. There is like a little clutch type mechanism in there, but that mechanism puts extra tension on the winding crown, and that's where the damage is occurring. It's not damaging the mainspring necessarily per se, but it's damaging the teeth on that gear, and then shit is able to just unwind at that point. And again, the clutches are there to make sure you don't overwind it by like two or three clicks, not like 15. You know what I mean? There's a point of it. No, it doesn't. I would say no. At 5 seconds a day slow, that's pretty close. I mean, to good enough. Because if you don't know what you're doing, Ian, if you get in there and fiddle fuck with it and do it wrong, you can cause a lot more problem than that. Uh, Again, how's the beat error? Is the beat error, point 0.2, point 0.3 millisecond? And I wouldn't worry about it. If it's like 1.2 or 1.3 millisecond, then yeah, that thing needs to be tinkered with and serviced. Uh, Regulating is really not that hard, but it is extremely easy to fuck it up. Is especially most of them are like right over that balance spring. If you slip off wrong, and yeah, that's it. All it takes is a quick boop, and watch it's fucked up. Then now it needs to be serviced. So for a second or two, I would not go. No, no, Ian, it's cool, man. Look, that's what we're here for. That's why we're doing this live. So you can ask the questions, and I throw it back out there and whatnot. But yeah, it just, uh, you know, yes, there's clutch mechanisms and stuff, but it's to prevent a slight overwinding. If you're winding it 20, 30, 40 times, yeah, no, it's gonna fuck something up. Um, and there you go, Mister. Basically, and see that's the thing. Like he could just not say nothing. Like all these other companies don't say shit about it. Let you break it, then have to send it in for service and blah 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 blah. Um, Damn right, Wolf. I appreciate it, man. Fucking A. Awesome. I appreciate you listening to me while you're at work, dude. That's fucking cool as shit. Yeah, well, not I appreciate all y'all watching, man. Honestly, dude, it's just like the whole point of my show is always to be as forthright and honest, and like that's kind of one of the things where, like with John, like we're talking about, what you know, the man being forthright and honest. As soon as you get it, you need to read the instruction manuals, and like you should. And again, I'm not one for fucking ever doing that because I hate reading. Fucking reading sucks ass. Okay, I'm never gonna be one. Oh yeah, you need to read a book. Bitch, please read the book to me. Okay, fucking that's me. All right. Like I need one. I need audiobooks. Like I would love having audio shit. Um, but yeah, like I said, John has always been adamant. His position's always been very clear on this. You know, is to help prevent problems. So maybe more watch companies should kind of take suit and be like, hey, look, you can do that, but it's not a good idea, and here's why. Um, so like I said, there's not anything I've really heard about, of issues with the other than the whole 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. rule of the quick set of the date. You shouldn't do it at that time, but um, other than that, you know, like there's really no rule about setting the time or the date or anything, and not really having issues with that. It's just most people overdoing it on the winding and then having to screw down the crown and everything else, and now they got a super wound watch, and then they go out and do jumping jacks and run a marathon, and yeah, it just you put an extra wear and tear on it. It's just you know not a problem, Dean. Take it easy, man. Yep, the Seiko shake is kind of what you want to do there, Dean. Just give it a good give her a good spin, get it running, then use the crown to set the time and date and roll on about your day. And again, once you're wearing the watch, and if that's your main watch, then none of this really matters. You're good. Yeah, yeah, it's not a problem, man. Like I said, if you got any other questions, I've got 2 magnetization videos on the channel. So go back and find them. I show you exactly what to do, how to check it, and how to do the demagnetization. So it's not a big deal. And again, if you're using like cordless power tools, fucking that thing's built with magnets. It's just nothing but a big ass magnet. So yeah, uh, there's magnets all around you. Like basically, the chances of it being magnetized are super fucking high. Like it's better than average. It's way better than you think. Uh, Explorer style, something rugged as hell every day, mountain bike and watch. Nah, see, okay. Um, now any of the watches that I own, I would probably recommend to you. They're in because I'm an auto mechanic and I wear my watches at work, and I do not take them off while I'm fucking beating on shit and doing stuff. Uh, my Geno's have held up fucking excellent. My San Martins overall, for the most part, have not given me a problem. My 36 millimeter version of this, I had the rotor screw come loose twice and wound up having to take it over to my professional watchmaker buddy who got put a real SW200 screw in there and has not had an issue since then. But for outdoor shit like that, you want to wear an automatic. Um, I would either say go with the San Martin, uh, or maybe the Chronos. I think they've got a real nice Explorer, because that way it's not too terribly much money. You can have the whole look and the feel and everything like that, but if it has a problem or something, it's not the end of the world. You know what I'm saying? Especially you take a big dip, dive, ass whoop and tumble, off the mountain bike going down the side of the mountain. You want a $15,000 watch flying off your wrist, or you want a $300 watch flying off your wrist? All right, see, I'm wearing a Willard Clemage, and like the Willard Clemage, like that's actually a really good watch. What's up, Carl? What's up, Carl? Appreciate it. Thank you. Sorry, I'm trying to read real fast. You guys, hang on a second. Yeah, and see, like that's the thing. And Mr. It's one of them things that the man just being forthright. He's just telling you, hey, look, there is a possibility of that going on. You know, and I mean, it's if you look out there on all the forums and shit, it is a known issue. Like I seen one guy is like, dude, I got a tag, I got a Valjoux and an Oris, and fucking all three of them are broke, and they all had SW200. So, um, you wear a big chest mag. I went a big magnet on my chest daily and have a computer in the car with me. Yeah, see, Dean, that's all like real high risk shit right there. Yeah. So and if you got a magnet, like you got like a pacemaker or something like that in your chest, and you're doing like one of these all the time, yeah, it's going to be magnetized. So it's not a big deal. Just like I said, it's a little mechanism. It's a little blue box like this. You just hold the button, lift that bitch up, and it scrambles the magnet field around all the parts and shit like that, and you'll be good to go. Like, believe me, I magnetize the shit out of my Chanel. If you find the very first magnetization video, or demagnetization video, it's like way early in the channel. Uh, I had magnetized it so bad the watch was like 15 minutes off. I mean, it was really fucking off. I thought I had broke that shit, and I was upset because it was my most expensive watch, and I was wearing it doing all kinds of crazy shit, uh, and did not realize what I had done, and how easy it was to do it. Like, dude, my dumb ass. One of my coworkers has got an old speaker magnet that he keeps stuck to his lift post, and it's like right there by wrist fucking height. And I was standing there talking to him, and the watch was right next to it, and that was what really worked its ass over. Uh, yeah, that was the whole that was basically it. It was a car speaker magnet that he uses to stick bolts to because I'm an auto mechanic, and it's stuck to the lift post, and I just happened to be standing there by it, like next to it, like kind of leaned up like this, wrist right there, all up in its magnetic field, and just yeah, mm-mm. Watch did not like that at all. Because again, I had been wearing the watch for like a week and had done this multiple times and did not. I was not aware that what was going on, and yes, it definitely did not. Yep, the $12 Amazon one is fine. Uh, I want to say it's like $10 on AliExpress. So they're probably going to drop ship it from Ali, just so you know. Um, Cannabis oil stuck in your teeth, Ian. That one, I would have to say Listerine is going to be your best bet, dude. Some like real high alcohol content because you can't use actual rubbing alcohol on your shit. Yeah, hot tea is not going to do it, homie. Like that might loosen it up, but yeah, I would say get you a good mouthful of like Listerine, something with some super high alcohol content in it, and that should dissolve it. Uh, I know that'll clean it out of glass pieces. So just saying. Um, because again, if you ever get in a tight spot, kids, and you need to clean your bong, fucking use some Listerine because it actually gives it a nice minty fresh smell and will get all that shit out of it. Just so you know. Yeah, vodka would probably do it. Um, I don't know if I could take fucking a shot of vodka to soak it in my mouth for like minutes on time, but not like Listerine's gonna be a whole lot better. That shit's gonna burn like hell. But yeah. Well, I guess that's the other option there, Ian. It's either that or get you a toothpick. You know, actually, you know what? Mister's got the good idea. Or use a shot of vodka and like maybe some like Q-tips. Loosen it up, get it loose. Yeah, see, I don't drink either, Ian. So you and me both. Hence why I jumped straight to Listerine. Everybody else went to like whiskey and vodka. So, but yeah, it's one of them things, man. Like my heart goes out to Mr. Jody. Uh, we'll see what Mr. John does. You know, I'm sure he's probably going to see Jody's watch and see it is not beat up or tore up or anything like that, and you know, more than likely get him hooked up. But at the same time, you know, the warnings in the fucking instructions for a reason. Like he put it on paper, you guys. He put it on paper and sent it with a watch. And even Jody was like, man, it says it right in the instructions not to do that shit. So, you know, and again, Jody's like I am. He'll give him a shake, but he does do the whining thing, and he admits to it. So, Coca Cola that will even eat battery corrosion and penises. Believe it or not, Coca Cola does fuck your kidneys up. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if you like to eat and drink a lot of dairy and Coca Cola, that's how you get kidney stones. And it's funny because like down in the area where I live in, um, Coca Cola like has plants all up and down and around here in the South. Um, Kidney stones are worse here in like a 2 or 3 state area than they are anywhere else in the country. It's like a fact. Like I'd have to look up to get you the exact numbers and statistics, but one of these days I'll bust out my kidney stone for y'all that I pissed out at work. Like this bitch is like impressive in size. Like it was like giving birth. Um, it's like on a piece of graph paper in the picture that I have of it. The graph paper is like a 1/4 inch squared box, and this bitch takes up the entire box, like all of it. Yeah, and then motherfucker looks like a little football with just spikes. Yeah, just insanely crazy. So, yeah, word to the wise: if you're going to eat and drink a whole lot of Coca-Cola, ease off the dairy products because when the two of them things get in your body, they combine to form like a very hard calcium substance, kidney stone, and yeah, this shit sucks. I have not owned one of the Seagull 1900s. Other than I did have one in here that was Mr. Joe's or Mr. Jody. He had bought a San Martin chronograph and let me review it before I shipped it up to him. Um, I didn't have any issues with it, but that does bring up a very good point because that had a screw down crown, but a manual wind. So if you're going to go to wind up your watch, you need to always make sure, and specifically like the very first time you ever go, before you ever get to put it on, you need to sit there and count from dead stop to fully wound, and then set the watch down and let it run back down before you try to screw in the crown. The reason why I'm saying you need to learn to count is so you know when to fucking stop and push the crown in and screw it down. Because if you try to screw down a manual wind or a screw down crown on a manual wind watch and the watch is fully wound, you're going to break the fucking watch. So, what do you do in that instance? Like I said, you put the watch down, you let it unwind itself for a little while, and then you fucking screw down the crown. Like that's your only option. Like that's the only thing you can do. Um, but yeah, that's really my only experience with the Seagull 1900. Joe had the watch for a while. He enjoyed it, and then he wound up selling it to somebody. Uh, yeah, the Seiko S or 7S26, Dean. Honestly, I don't know as much as I should about it. I'm going to read up on it before I even make any comments. Um, let's see. I've been trying to put weight on lately. Say, okay, Ian, are you talking about like you know weightlifting, putting on weight, or are you just trying to get fat? If you're just trying to get fat, man, all you got to do is switch over to the Southern Man diet, which would be lots of potatoes, lots of fried stuff, and yeah, you'll put on the weight in no time, man. Get you some good old fashioned fried chicken. Yes, Ian. Actually, I do have experience with that one. Mine actually is on its way to Sujess now to be repaired. Um, there are two instances that I know of the watch breaking. One on the viewer Micah Rakos. Uh, he had an issue with one, and he sent it in. They repaired it. It was still an issue, so they wound up sending him in a whole nother watch. I had mine almost a year, and it was kind of a kick in the nuts because I did the 1 year review, and it was like, man, this watch is fucking awesome. It's great. It's perfect. The fucking next day it broke. So even though it was a year old, they said, hell yeah, send it to us. We'll take care of you. we'll hook you up. So um, I will say that about Suggest. They're doing the right thing. But again, this goes back to that uses a clone of the 7750 ETA movement, which has the same fatal flaw as the ETA 2824 and the SW200 of the crown and shit getting dicked up. And I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I am absolutely positive I had overwound that watch on multiple occasions. So I'm pretty sure, knowing what I know and doing a little research and all that stuff, is like I said, John has been telling me this for like a year. I really didn't read that much into it. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Hey, what's up, Mr. Mike? Or anything auto, so everybody else. Anything auto, that's Mike, or that's his name's Mike. So well, see, okay, that's probably why. Um, See, I didn't know that's where that came from, Dean. Thank you. You taught me something today. Appreciate it. I really do appreciate that. But yeah, it's just it's one of the things that you don't. Okay, so you. All right, sorry, we're all over the place. Hang on a second. All right, Ian. So you're trying to put on healthy weight. Um, you want to put on fucking healthy weight? Get you some big fat steaks and potatoes. Meat and potatoes, man. Where do you think the damn fucking comment comes from? It's like, boy, you can tell he eats his damn meat and potatoes. Bitch, because they are usually big, burly, beefy motherfuckers. Okay? Get you some cow, get you some pig, get you some chicken, and have at it. Eat that stuff, pump the iron, you'll get beefy. Like beefcake. I mean, just fucking, And, I'm not a dietitian or nothing, but yeah, side you some veggies in there, get you some greens, but anything that's high protein and go do shit. That shit, dude. Look, I've almost got me a 6 pack now, buddy. I done cut way back on the carbs and shit, and yeah, the tummy's getting tight. Like, you know, but I don't go to the gym. I go to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, my workout is I go to work all day. I beat and swing and lift up tires and goddamn rotors and brakes and transmissions and all kinds of other dumb shit. So yeah, I don't do the gym. Like, everybody's like, oh man, you should go to the gym. I'm like, no, fuck that. The gym is for single people. You know, and even nowadays, that's not safe. Like, you can't even, like, if you're a man going into the gym, you better like get you a pair of blinders so that people ain't thinking that you're looking over in their direction, because if they're even slightly in your peripheral or you're in the peripheral of their camera, you will be somehow labeled a fucking creeping weirdo, and that's just not right. You know? Yeah, I guess, man. Yeah. I don't know. They do some crazy shit, man. Like, I don't know. Cornbread. There you go. See, look, some good ass cornbread. That is a good idea. But see, again, cornbread is one of them foods that it tastes delicious and it has some nutritional value. But corn itself, if you look at its nutritional value, is fucking like next to none. It's like, other than its starchiness. So yeah, it's one of them things, man. Like, get you some bacon and eggs, eat that shit in the morning. Eat some ham and eggs or something. Like eggs. Like, go old school. Eat butter, eat meat, eat cheese, eat natural shit. You know what I'm saying? That somebody did not process. You will put on the kind of weight you want, and you will feel better. It's that simple. You want to put on weight? Don't eat processed bullshit. That will put on weight, but not the kind that you want. It'll be all wrong. Again, I don't know how old you are or whatever, but like if you're lucky enough to be in your fucking teens and 13 to 20 and you see this, hit the fucking gym now. I'm not fucking bullshitting y'all. If y'all are anywhere in the age of 13 to 20, get your ass to the gym. Get your ass to the gym because you got a bunch of testosterone flowing through you. You can fucking become ripped and badass in no time. Those of us over 30, well, that ship has sailed. Fucking, yeah, it is possible, but yeah, you're probably going to need to go get some of that testosterone treatment, to get all that motivation and beefy like that. Well, see, like pasta, man, like the pasta's the carbs, dude. Like, that's the kind of stuff that'll make you chunky. Um, like if you're gonna do stuff uh like a marathon or something like where you were going to expend a ridiculous amount of calories, then absolutely. But a lot of the yeah, well, yeah, Mike, why do you think you have corn in your poop? Because you can't digest it. It didn't get fucking broke down. You know, and see, okay, Mister, I totally feel you, buddy. Like, I'm just trying not to be a big old slob. Like, my dad always had a big old belly. He was in the fucking Marine Corps with a big old belly. Like, it, from the time I was born when he was 25, all the way through his military career, I always remember him having a belly. And like when it came time for inspection, he would have to put on a girdle so it looked like he had a flat stomach. So I totally feel y'all on that. I don't want to look like a slob, but at the same time, I don't want to be hungry either. I want to actually feel like I done ate something substantial, and that's like straight up. I got two big fat ass fucking ribeyes that as soon as we're done with this show, matter of fact, I'm gonna go probably put them bitches on the grill because my belly been rumbling since 11 o'clock, and I'm ready to eat. Now I know that's some old man shit. Oh man, you're gonna have dinner at fucking 3 in the afternoon. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to eat when I'm hungry. And that's the other thing. Don't eat because you're bored. Eat when you've done stuff, burn the energy, or you're planning to go do shit and you know you're going to need it. Uh, cheese check, butter check, full fat milk. Yeah, I would do the 2% on the milk because the full fat milk that will make you chunky as a bitch, dude. I drank full fat milk for like 6 months, and motherfucker, I put on like 20 pounds. Like, yeah. So 2% milk, meat, and all that other good stuff. Yeah, dude, man. Look, peanut butter, peanut butter sandwiches, man. That's another good one too because lots of protein. Um, yeah, one for Ed, one for Mike. I hate you too. Oh man, I'm sorry, you guys. Now, look, seriously, if y'all want to like get get in good shape, talk to Jody, man. That motherfucker walks 8 miles a day. Can you fucking believe that shit? Like we was already talking about this, and he lives in Pennsylvania, so it's uphill and downhill. He walks the fuck out of himself, and like I couldn't do it, but that man, he gets it done, dude, and he's lost like 120 pounds. And congratulations to you on that, Jody. My man done lost a substantial amount of weight doing just again regular shit, just regular stuff. Like, and you get the ad blocker for Chrome. No more commercials. It's a free app. Oh fuck yeah, dude, that's badass. I thought you said 120 pounds. Okay, well he lost 12 pounds. I must have misread the damn text wrong last time. Better I didn't have my glasses on. Because like if I don't have my glasses on from here, the shit gets a little blurry. Actually, that's a whole lot blurry. But so all right. Well, either way, man, still you lost fucking 12 pounds. Yeah, well, the the bicycling is good for cardiovascular stuff, but it doesn't really burn that many calories. Like I seen a thing where they were doing a whole study on all the animals in the animal kingdom and the animals that expend the least amount of calories to travel the furthest distance, and it was like a condor. Because they get up on the wind shit and they're just kind of like blowing around, just cruising, floating, not doing shit. All right. Humans was like down on the list, but then they were like, well, but humans are smart. Humans have, you know, bikes and shit and just skateboards and other ways of, traveling. Well, when they did the math on that, like a human being on a bicycle, we expend less calories than even the condor floating around on their wings for the amount of distance we're able to travel uh, um, for the calories we expend. So cardio, or it's good cardio, but it's not good for burning calories or like getting buff. Um, but yeah, like seriously, the easiest shit, do some push-ups. Just do push-ups, man. Like push-ups, squeeze a tennis ball, any of the good old school shit. That'll get you, and because muscle weighs more, and like that's the kind of weight you want to put on. Like if you're just kind of sickly skinny, then man, go full send on the KFC and the gravy with the biscuits. Um, and again, there's nothing wrong with a good ass biscuit and gravy. Like I'm sorry, but that is good old fashioned stick to your ribs kind of food. Like if you are going to go crazy on the carbs one day, go crazy that way. You know what I'm saying? Get you some sausage gravy or some good chip beef gravy and smother it over some fucking good old fashioned fluffy ass biscuits. Yeah, like it's making my mouth water now just thinking about it. Let's see. Still haven't worn the watch. What the fuck, Mike? You better put that bitch on and wear it, damn it. Don't it ain't meant to just sit in the case. Was it a cow on a bicycle? No, no, no. Let's see. Like I said, it was a human. But all right, Ian. Okay, you're 165 pounds. How tall are you? Mike, man, like, look, don't even worry about keeping it in pristine condition. Like, full send that thing. Wear that bitch. Yeah, I was gonna say because I'm down to like 145, but I'm feeling a little on the skinny side. But I've always wanted to lose the fat around my belly button, so like, let's see, Mike Metzer, high intensity training. That ain't no bullshit, dude. Like, if you can get your hands on one of them P90 videos, if you can tough your ass through that, that will get you fucking shredded. The only problem is I did that shit one time, and they're like, "Do your max, do your max, do your max." Bitch, I only got halfway through the show. I only got halfway fucking through. I literally couldn't pick up my arms the next day. And no, I wasn't using anything crazy. I was using like 35-pound dumbbells and stuff like that. But oh my god, dude, like I was wrecked, like wrecked. So if you do that shit, just pace yourself. That's the only thing I'm going to tell you because the next time I did it at a pace. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew I didn't make it through all the way through the last time because I literally was giving out, like I couldn't pick myself up, like give out. Uh, and even then, with pacing myself, based by the time I got down to the very end of it, I was fucking done. And again, I couldn't pick up my arms for like a week. They were like, "Yeah, you're going to do another exercise in a day and a half." I'm like, "No, I'm not. No, I'm not." I was like, "I bitch, at this point, I don't think I'll ever exercise again." No. I see. One set to failure. Let's see. Cycle off road, constantly pushing, always blowing out my arse. Well, don't blow out your arse. That's no way. That's no good. Yeah, okay, see, like, all right, anything autos, like, right around or we're the same height, but, like, there's a 50-pound difference there, or 60. Holy shit. I've heard keto works, dude. That's insane. 5 pounds in 6 days, dude. That's a pound a day. Are you just shitting your brains out or something? I mean, like, how does that work? Or is it just like speed up the metabolism that good that it burns shit off? That is one thing that I have been doing. I drink me a fucking Red Bull at least one a day, and buddy, yeah, that gets me good and fired up and blah blah blah. And I don't eat no breakfast and lunch and just eat dinner. Yeah, that has helped just melt the shit off. Let's see. I'm sorry. You're 5'7", used to be 5'8", and then planet hit me on the head. The hell hit you on the head? What kind of planet hit you on the head? Yeah, well, that's crazy. But either way, okay. I mean, so I don't see why you're trying to put on weight. If you're 165 and 5'7", 5'8", goddamn, dude, you're probably stocky as fuck as it is. 12 and a half stone. All right, 12 and a half stone. Are we talking about, like, are you over there in, like, Sweden or Amsterdam or something? What is keto? I think it's some shit you take. 175. Well, in that case, then, man, I would just start hitting the weights more. Like my man, Mister said, it would be just work out until you, like, do as many push-ups as you can until you cannot push up no more. And if that's like too many, it's like, say it's 200 of them, have somebody sit on your back and do them until you just can't do them no more. And same thing with, like, strapping some weights to your ankles and doing pull-ups. You will be okay. So you're from Scotland, okay? Yeah. So I would definitely do that. Then, get one of your buddies or something to sit on your back, do the push-ups as many as you can. Like, again, if your max push-ups is like 20, then that's reasonable. But if you're able to do push-ups to like 50 or to 60 range, then bitch, no. You need to get one or two people, or get a weight or something to set it on your back. I mean, I don't know. Same thing with like pull-ups. Like, put on some fucking concrete galoshes and fucking, or make you some concrete shoes that you can slide your feet into and do you some pull-ups, and you'll get up to that 175 real fast then. I hear you, man. Like, and see again, like, I'd have to see a picture of you in and whatnot, but like, you're shorter than I am, and I know how I look at 165. Like, to me, I look fat at 175. Like, when I was 175, 180, I looked very pudgy. You know what I mean? But at 145, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can see my ribs. Like, I'm sure y'all don't give a shit, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can see my ribs. You know, so I don't know. I wouldn't like to see my ribs. I would love to have a, like, one of them badass 6-pack, 12-pack deals. That would be super awesome. But, yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know if you, like, Ian. I don't know if you ever watched, like, old school wrestling from back in the '80s, but Lex Luger, man, dude, I would have given anything to look like that motherfucker. That bitch had fucking shoulders this wide up here and a 34-inch waist. It's like fucking insane, just ridiculous. when he used to put people up on the back breaker, he'd just be bouncing them bitches on his back. Or no, it was the rack. It wasn't the back breaker, it was the rack. It was the human torture rack. He would get that motherfucker up there and he'd fucking just bouncing the shit out of him, like have him bending over, like right across the back of his neck. Like he would bend, like you would think, like the Hulk bending the steel bar around his shit. You starve it of carbs and force it to use fat energy instead of carbohydrate. Yes. I see. There we go. Okay. See, like that's the thing. Like everybody's doing the up and down to find that healthy rhythm, and like it's where you look good at, and it's what you feel good at. You know what I'm saying? So watch out from the UK. Um, okay, Dean, we got it, man. You know, well, no, because look, honestly, this has become like a big thing because last winter I had a little deal with my heart and all that other kind of bullshit. So I really kind of changed up a few things about the way I'm eating. Several other viewers have all had things come up and about recently that has made them change up their diets. So it is what it is, Dean. And I mean, it ain't no hating here, buddy. I grew up chubby. Like I was always chubby. So, you know, and like my parents used to joke, they were like, we won't take Edmund out to eat unless we're going to an all you can eat place because that's the only way we can afford it. Like, I'm talking about 9, 10, 12 years old, buddy. I'd be going back to the damn buffet for fourths and fifths. I used to fuck a buffet up bad. So, what are you talking about? Let's see. Hold on. Oh, damn. Damn. Okay. Well, Ian, I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. Like at that, like, it just what I'm saying. Push-ups is the easiest thing to be able to do at home and that kind of thing. Maybe get you one of them, like them retention rubber bands. Just be careful. Don't smack yourself in the face with it. Let me see the watch. Oh, this is the Juno Silent Service Traveler. I put it on the Jubilee bracelet from San Martin. But yes, you need to wear your damn watch, Mike. And Mr. Joe, he's actually got the new SPV 383 from Seiko, and he is loving that thing, you guys. He is just ranting and raving about how awesome it is and whatnot. I guess one of these days I'll talk him into let me borrow it. Um, I kind of want to borrow his Omega, but that watch is too expensive for my blood. I can't afford to have that one going through the mail. Silent service and a Speedmaster. I need to call the boutique. Hell yeah, man. Well, let me know what you think about that Speedmaster, dude. And I keep looking at them, but I'm kind of I'm steering away from the chronos altogether. It's just they're not really for me, and I always forget to fucking use the chrono movement and like to start and stop, and yeah. So, what about the Chinese brands bring out some grand complications? There is to protect kilometers. That looks quite interesting. Um, Ian, I will put it this way, man. I like a lot of the Chinese stuff. They've done come a long way in some leaps and bounds, especially in their quality control and manufacturing process. But it really depends specifically on which brands we're talking about and which day of the week the watch was made on. Because I've had some stuff come out and it's fucking excellent. I've had other stuff where it's not so much. Um, I've seen some super badass super clones lately, like clones that run within the tolerance that they are copying. You know what I'm saying? Like -1, 0. And even when you open up the back, motherfucker, you're gonna have to be an expert really to know. Uh, I mean, the Chinese have done some insanely crazy shit lately, as far as like their quality levels and their competency levels and all that kind of shit. Uh, the thing is, like how much of it is it like how much of this is happening because these other countries and companies and stuff like that are paying the Chinese to make their own fucking or make the parts for them, like so they can get the parts made cheaper to reassemble the watches here and there, and like because like everybody, we don't understand how this is happening. Bitch, you paid them to make those parts. Now they know how to make that part. They didn't steal it. You fucking gave it to them. You fucking morons. Like the only way you're going to avoid any of that at all is to have your factory in your country and you keep your shit over there. You know, because like from what I understand, there's a number of Seiko movements being made in China now, like especially like the NH35A and stuff like that. It's still marked Japanese movement because that's where it originated from, but that's not where it's being assembled at. You know, which again, it may be a different one, but basically, Seiko has factories in China. So yeah, like if y'all can't put all that together yourselves, then I mean, I don't know how else to spell it out for you, but yeah, like that Japanese watch is not all 100% Japanese no more, most likely. You see what I'm saying? Something or some of it may have been or may all be assembled and built or made somewhere else and then shipped over into Japan and then put together over there. So let's see. Let's see. Oh, sorry. I can't wait to. I would absolutely bet that it will be Wolf. I mean, I'd be very surprised to hear otherwise, but it, I do want to hear your honest opinion. So let me know when you got both of them in your hand and you're like, yeah, yeah, no. So yeah. Sorry, I'm just going over the comments real fast. Give me just 2 seconds. Now and everything, because we're like, hell yeah, I saved 50 cents on this one fucking item, man. It was not worth it. You should have just paid the extra 50 cents. SMP and AD and retail are worth half. And yes, Jody makes an excellent point. Absolutely. Like get you your Omega secondhand. I would not. Yeah. I would not get it brand new from the AD because, you know, and the Speedy is a pretty safe one, but you would have thought that the other one would have been pretty safe too, but it's not. Um, well, okay, Wolf. Here's how you decide on that. If you're going to keep it and you are absolutely certain that this is going to be I'm going to keep this watch, then it ain't no worry. Go get the good one or get the brand new one and fucking never look back. It's only if you're going to stress about maybe if I want to sell this, kind of thing. Um, I personally am like you. I rather have it be mine and I know it's mine and nobody else has got to fiddle fuck with it. Um, and especially when I'm planning on keeping it forever, then yeah, then I don't even stress about the resale because that's not It's not even in the worries. I'm not going to do that. Because like I've done told Jody a couple of times, I'm like, well, it only becomes a $3,500 watch when you sell it. To you paid 5,500. So it's a $5,500 watch because that's what you paid. It only becomes a $3,500 watch if you sell it at that. Let's see. Sound is messed up, or is it just me? Oh, sorry, I'm losing my voice, guys. I've been sick for the last 2 weeks, so. But yeah, like I said, Wolf, I would definitely be interested to hear your opinions on it. Like I said, I've played and visited the Omega store. I don't know how many times, and just I easily put Jeannot up there with them. Um, you know, barring the small little issue of the whole winding thing. Um, okay, well, cool. I appreciate it. Like I said, I want to be heard. I don't want y'all like, what the fuck do you say? But no, yeah, like I put the overall quality on the Jeannot right up there with the Tudor, the Rolex, the Omega, especially like the bezel action, the diving capabilities, all that other kind of stuff. Um, absolutely. Uh, the Speedmaster, obviously, that's going to be a very different comparison, but I see how it's easily different but the same. You know what I'm saying? They're both luxury watches. They're both high end pieces. I think you'll be extremely impressed for the one being half the price or a third of the price. Uh, yeah, and see, like Mr. Jody right now, he that man gets him a deal. He always shopping for the deal. Uh, he's waiting for Joma shop. Like he sent me the thing on the new Black Bay that's on the Jubilee with the red bezel. Um, like, I guess they had it on sale. It was like I think was it a couple $100 or maybe $500 off. He was like, and it begins. He's waiting. He's waiting for that $1,200-$1,500 discount, and he's going to go for it. Which again, I don't blame him because the Tudor, although holds value, it does not hold value like the Rolex. You know what I'm saying? You buy it and you go to ever get rid of it, it's probably going to cost you a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, and if you are talking about no, I don't think that's the one he's talking about. Yeah, because like I said, I haven't. Okay, Dean, I haven't sized the bracelet up on the 1970 yet. Um, the 1972 looks like the same watch, but with a date complication. Where the 1970s just got the date. Um, I had been wearing the 1996 model. Um, the 1970 will be the next one that I actually review. All right, Mr. Mike, I'll check you later, man. Take it easy and thank you for watching. Uh, and back to what I was saying about the 1970. The 1970 will be, the next one that I'm wearing. Basically, I'm going to do the 1996 first, then I'll do the 1970. Um, but overall, like that is a very substantial watch, and for the amount of money that you can get it for, um, yeah, it's it's up there, Mike or Dean. I'm sorry. Um, I'm going to do a direct comparison to it against the actual Seiko turtle. So I don't know if you want to wait or whatever, but I mean the steel dive, 1970 model, uh, for no more than what it costs. I mean, I would say go for it, man. Um, and the bracelet is huge, so there's no doubt that you should be able to get it to fit. Like I think I'm gonna have to take out 6 links. Uh, Steel Dive seems to give way more links than everybody else. Like everybody else, I usually have to take out 3, maybe 4 links. Um, but yeah, it just it yeah. Let's see, and like Wolf, that is about the bezel action piece. I don't like Omega's bezel action at all. Like I don't like it at all. Tudor, I like their 120 bezel click action, but I don't like the 60, which sucks because out of the Black Bay 58s, I like the 39 millimeter diver better than I like the 41. So, uh, and if I was actually going to go get me the Tudor right now, I would actually get the Tudor Black Bay dress model that's on the Jubilee bracelet and the smooth bezel. Um, that thing is, just like the date dress that I want, but it again smooth bezel instead of fluted because I really like the fluted bezel. The fluted bezel is just pretty as shit. Um, Dang on it, eyeballs are itching. Let's see. Yeah, this is. I got it unbranded with a black dial. Wears extremely well. It's a slab, but wears well. Yeah. No, sorry. Somebody trying to tell me that maybe I just had bad luck on my fuck Pagani video. Which I mean that is very possible, but statistically speaking, it's like that is just be terrible luck. Like it's like it was literally a 75% failure rate of something was wrong. Um, and I agree with Ian on that with the steel dives. Again, I haven't got to do the full reviews on them yet because I just did unboxing. But when you rotate the bezel from left to right, it's nice and tight. But you can literally pick it up and down. Like you can feel it move just a little bit. Um, but again, we're back to the price point of the 1970 was under $70, and the 1996, I think that one was $119. So, you know, uh, the big thing is there. Okay, yes, there's a tiny bit of play up and down laterally at the bezel, which again, I don't like no play in my bezels. Uh, you're getting a much better bracelet overall with a same, they're both Seiko movements type shit. And the case itself is like it feels very substantial in that 1970. Like it is thick. Like I'm not really concerned about it getting water in there. I think it'll be just fine. Yeah, and that I agree with also. The other cool thing about that 1970 and all of those that I had in the video the other day, Dean, um, the bezel is loomed. The only thing is you got to be careful. And I will go over it about my 1996. I wore it to the shop. I got a little bit of grease down into the fucking ceramic, where it was engraved uh, for the 12 o'clock loom pip. I tried to get the grease out of there and I left a little black mark. And essentially, I don't have no more glow in the dark in the 12 o'clock loom because I was trying to clean the stuff out of there and wound up chipping the paint out. Um, so and again, yes, brake clean was involved, which if you don't know what brake clean is, it is a super harsh fucking chemical that is known to eat paint. So it was my own stupidity, my own dumbassness. So yeah, but yes, the C sterns do come with loomed bezels again for those price points, and they are very bright, like he's saying, like Slimer from Ghostbusters. Um, the Planet Ocean was titanium. I don't know if that's why. See, okay, I've felt a titanium and the steel. They do feel different, but I don't like the way either one of them feel. Or wolf. I just don't. I just it's it didn't feel very luxurious. It is the only way I can put that. Um, let's see. I like the fact there's no Cyclops and the silver border sets it off in the black dial. In the end, see, like I am a Cyclops guy, but yes, they are very much like the Seikos that I have, where the date window and everything is large enough and clear enough that you can clearly see it and read it at a distance. Uh, where like a lot of the other watches use a little itty bitty tiny date window, and you really must have a Cyclops in order to even fucking think about being able to read it. Because like Joe or Jody with his silent service, he has a no date or he has a date version with no Cyclops. And every time he sends me a picture of the watch, I can't see the date and I forget that it's there. And I'm like, oh man, that is such a good, clean, no date version. And I'm like, oh shit, that is a date version, because it looks almost like the indices. Um, especially on the silent service because the indices is already kind of large. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, I haven't put mine on a rubber strap or anything like that. Matter of fact, I haven't even sized it yet. So I can't talk about how that one wears, but uh, the 1996, the SKX 007 homage. Um, I wore it Thursday, Friday, and I took it off this morning. Um, I like that one. That one's pretty, it's pretty badass. Like, uh, I'm gonna have to do a straight up comparison between it and the SKX that I got, the SKX 5, especially since it's coming in at a slightly lower price point. Um, I don't know, man. I mean, it's like that lateral plane, the bezel. If that's really the only thing that I've got to bitch about on it, uh, I don't know. I guess the loom paint shouldn't have come off quite as easy as it did. But like I said again, if y'all know how harsh brake cleaner is, like if you get it on your skins, you're going to turn like straight up ash white. Like it's going to suck all the moisture out 100% as dry as your skin can possibly get. Um, yeah, so like it definitely was not ever. It should have never got on the watch. But I put a little bit on my finger to get the grease out of there, and once I did that, and I went to go wipe it out with a paper towel, the loom paint just lifted right up and out of there. So again, my bad, my fault, not necessarily theirs. I did some shit that I shouldn't have done. But oh man, all right, you guys. I just realized that we've almost been on the air for almost 2 hours now. So, as much fun as it's been and everything like that, what we learned today, fellas, don't wind your fucking watch. You can break it. It is what it is. If you do wind your watch, only wind until the second hand starts, and then set the time and date, screw down your crown, and roll on. It's the only issue I can find at $90 a solid and links fit well too. And see again, Ian, I'm in 100% agreement with you on that turtle watch, the 1970. Um, for no more than what it costs, it is excellent. And in comparison to its $500 homage that I own, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna wear it a while, and we're gonna do a proper comparison. But yeah, no, like they're really giving Seiko a super fucking big time run for the money, as far as what you're getting for the money. Because Seiko just went up on their prices on a whole bunch of shit, and yeah, I mean, a lot of their stuff is like $500 to $1,000 now, and we're not even talking about Grand Seiko. We're just talking about regular Seiko shit. Of course, they got the Prospect line and this line and that line and whatever, but you guys get what I'm saying. Like, there's King Seiko, Grand Seiko, and yeah, but essentially they're starting to do that. We're going to ride our name fame kind of shit. and charge what we want to charge, which to me, they're going to really need to step up their quality level if they want to try that kind of bullshit. Um, and again, not on the head of the watch. It's the bracelets. Everybody in the world knows the, the weak point of every Seiko is their bracelet. I don't give a shit if it's a grand Seiko. When they're like, "This is a $6,000 watch, Ed," I'm like, "Really? The fucking bracelet's like this?" It's not. It's not really because of the watch. It's just like, fuck, man, really? I mean, the bracelet is eh, just in. So, yeah. Well, Mister, I will be happy to send them uh, some call it uh, emails. Sorry, I had a brain fart. I would love to send them some emails about either Blue Dial or Blue Bezel SS. Um, yeah, I mean, look, Mister, you must have missed the videos I just did. The three watches I just ordered from Sea Stern, all blue like you're talking about it. But what really would help is that if not just me does it, if everybody that would like to see the shit in the blue dial, send John an email. I mean that's your homework assignment. You all want a blue dial? You want a blue bezel? SS? Send it to him. Because look, my man is working on a GMT version of the silent service. That's in the works. Maybe we can convince him to do the GMT in a blue bezel and blue dial. That that would be just dope as fuck. Because like I said, I already want one, but you know, because you know what? You see, I was trying to talk him into doing a black and blue bezel like the Batman for the GMT. But I'm like, dude, you got to do that, man. That just be badass. But with a blue dial, like a blue, I don't know, because the silent services got a matte dial. The GMT version, I don't know. I feel like it needs that really bright, vibrant kind of sunburst dial. That would be dope. A blue and black bezel, or the black 24-hour bezel with the blue dial. I don't know. Either way, send your ideas and comments and stuff like that to John and Janelle. Say, hey, look, we was watching Ed. We was all talking about it, and we took a vote and said, yeah, we want to see this. You know, uh, again, because it is just two guys and whatnot. Uh, they don't exactly get to make it. They can't make a turn on a dime on everything, but if they know that the people would like it and that people are going to buy it, I'm sure that they would offer it. So yeah, like I don't know how I feel about a matte blue though, man. Like I don't know, like honestly, I didn't think I was gonna like the matte black, but I do. But I don't know, man. I don't know about a matte blue. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I've had to see it. I'm thinking sunburst. Yeah, thinking more sunburst, something more. You know, you know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? A little more standing, something more along them lines. I don't know. I'd have to see it, man. I'd have to see it. Because like I'm not a pastel blue guy. Like 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 matter of okay here. Like okay, the pastel blue like this shit on the wall. This is Katie's fault. Okay. See, she painted that wall that color, and that's what I told her I wanted the whole fucking room to be because that is what we know around my shop as whoop ass blue. Okay, like everything on look, my computer. You know what I'm saying? Damn it, camera, where you at? See, blue. Like I love blue. Like blue is my shit. All right, you know what I'm saying? If I had it my way, all four fucking walls in this room would be that color blue. But no, she was like, it'll be too dark. It'll be too dark. I said, I don't give a fuck. Well, she got all pissed off, told me I had to do it myself. Well, you see, that ain't happened, right? Yeah. So, you know, Sapphire bezel, sunburst too flashy. Um, you may be right on that just because the bezel, it's got that diamond or it's got that square cut, so it is pretty shiny. I don't know. I still want to see it both ways. Before I make a final decision, I would want to see it both ways, but I think you might be right. Now, see, you say over shiny, but did you see the Itaru? Hang on one second. Hang on. Because look, this one is over shiny, but it's so gorgeous. Hang on, let me grab it. All right, I'm back. I had to run into the other room, grab this. But this is the watch that was sent to me from the company Itaru in Japan. And this, now you want to talk about shiny. Now I'm talking about let's get a blue like that. Okay? Like, but again, you're talking about shiny, like this is shiny. Well, here we go. See if I can get up close and get you a good. Come on, focus on the watch, not on me. Yeah. Like I don't know. Like that thing's just gorgeous. Yes. I like this very much. I do. I really like this. I need to be wearing that one actually, but I'm letting somebody borrow it so they could do a review on it also. But they're taking their sweet ass time. So at any rate, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I mean it is like it is super sexy. Like for real, Mr. If you missed that video, hop onto the channel after we're done here and check that one out because like I said, it in the daylight, fucking mind blowing. I mean, it's just like wow, really, really pretty. So I don't know. Like I said, I just don't want the wrong shade of blue. And like the only reason why I say that is because Chanel has a tendency to like dark, dark blue. And here I'll just show you their examples. Hang on. Because again, you know, John and them like going dark on the blue. Like because this is their blue aluminum bezel. Come on, camera, focus. Damn it. But I mean, you can see it's like a super dark navy blue. It looks almost black. And the ceramic, again, you can see that is blue, but it's very dark. So, exactly. They both almost look black. And again, that's all I'm going to say is like, I like my Chanel. Like I said, my blue ceramic bezel. I really like this one. It is my most worn and most favorite. Uh, but the blue is a darker color than I like. Like I actually prefer uh, like that color blue. See, to me, like this is the color I would really rather it be is that color. But you know, this one because like you just see how much darker it is in comparison. And like I said, I know y'all are like, oh my god, that looks black. But I promise you that's the navy blue. And like because I got the black bezel. See, like that is the black bezel version. You see, when you got them side by side, you can tell the difference. But yeah. And again, like when you're out in the daylight, this actually looks a lot lighter. But I would almost swear to y'all that it darkened up over time. Uh, it might be my imagination because I mean it's always been a dark blue. Um, and a darker blue than I really kind of wanted because like if you look at my photo when you go to my channel page at the very top of the banner, um, it's the picture of the Janelle. Matter of fact, it was the same thumbnail. It was the same picture that I used for the thumbnail. Now, if you look at that picture and you look at that watch now, when you look at that picture, and I didn't do anything to doctor it, it was just how I took it in the daylight. It looks much brighter in the daylight. Glasgow Rangers blue, huh? Let's see, the blue they used on the OR2 bezel was nice. And see, like again, I like it, man, but it's I like it a little bit brighter, just a little bit. Like I said, what y'all saw on the wall over there was really how I like it. But at any rate, like I said, Ian, you need to go get something to eat. Me, I need to go fire up the fucking grill. Peace out. Thank y'all for fucking watching and hanging out with me and whatnot. I didn't mean for it to be a 2 hour show, but I'm never upset when we have a good time and we're able to bullshit around like this and chill. Um, it's an absolute pleasure hanging out with everybody here in the rest of the world. So check y'all later. I'll talk to y'all later. Or yeah, I check y'all later. High noon here is Friday. It's my Friday. Where the hell are you at Wolf? Hold on, I'm confused because it's the middle of the day, Saturday here, Nevada. Okay. How the hell is it Friday? Was it? Okay, okay. I get it now. I was just like, because you know what I'm saying? Because like I thought you was like on the other side of the world kind of thing, like the date line, and I was like, bitch, but I thought we was the ones that was behind. Like I was pretty sure like it tripped the new day west. You know what I'm saying? Like in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Okay, it's Saturday. Okay. Gotcha. Not a problem. You had me tripping. I was like, what the fuck is? You mean it's Friday there? So all right, Mister. Yeah, if it's about dinner time for you too, also, sir. Great. Look, check it out. I just got an email from fucking YouTube telling me that my show's on. Fuck it. Wow, 2 hours after the fact, and it's all done now. All right. Later, Carl. Later, Ian. Later, Mister. Later, B Wolf. Oh, and by the way, you guys, I'm sure you're probably already all gone, but I do have a membership thing. If anybody would like to join, I really appreciate it. If not, I totally get it. Fucking, I understand. Later on, y'all. Bye.